Hello guys, I am Hardeep Singh from the Gati group of classes. Welcomes you and my channel. And today's topic is Nationalism in India, which is your second chapter of your history class 10th. So let's start about the topic. So let's see that which are the topics that we are going to cover in this video. So first of all, introduction to the chapter. That what were the circumstances over there that happened at that time. Now the next thing is the First World War, Khilafat and Non-Cooperation Movement. Now what were the circumstances that led to the Khilafat movement and the Non-Cooperation Movement? What was the reasons and what was the result that we will discuss in this video. Actually, I'm making this video in English just because I got the request from many of the students that they need the video in English. And we already made many of the videos on Hindi, and the link is given in the subscription, and the link is given in the description over there. So let's start with the video. The first of all thing is introduction. So introduction, first of all, the war created a new economic and political situation. Now, what was the economic and the political situation at that time? Because just because of war, the defense expenditure was continuously growing for every country. Now we people are talking about the world, and the Britishers already they are like working over there in India. So just because of this, they have like imposed new type of taxes over there on the people just to meet the expenditure. Now, what type of the taxes were there? Like custom duties and the income tax. These both were the new tax that has been introduced by them. Now, the next thing is in 1913 and 1918, this was the time period when the extreme hardship was going on for the common people. Now, many of the problems, let's discuss those problems. So, first of all, that is the forced recruitment. What was they doing? That now Britishers was like they were forcing people. For what? For the recruitment, for the supplying of the soldiers, for the war. Now, this is the particularly that we people are talking about the India. Second thing is in 1918 to 1919 and from 20 to 21. Now there was the another problem, that is the crop failure. Just because the crop failure, the peasants were not able to give the taxes. They were not able to even meet their own expenditure. So this was the problem, and the another problem was the shortage of food. Just because the crop failures, there was a shortage of food, and the prices of the food were that was rising all the time. Another thing is that is the influenza epidemic. Now there is a disease that has been started at that time. According to the census of 1921, there was like 20 to 13 million people. Those were perished just because of war, just because of an epidemic, just because of these few of the problems. So this was the problems that the people were facing at that time, in the particularly time period of 1913 to 1918. Now the topic is the First World War, Khilafat and the Non-Cooperation Movement. We will see that how the Satyagraha has been started. This is the most important topic. What was Satyagraha? Satyagraha is a non-violent method of mass agitation that people have to gather, they have to make rallies, they have to use all the slogans, but no violence. This is the main issue, that there should be no violence against the oppressor. Oppressor is a person that who is against you and who is doing some like something wrong with you. That is the oppressor. And if you people are on the truth, if you people are on the right path, then you don't need to use violence. This is the theory of the Mahatma Gandhi, because he said there is no need to use of physical force to fight against oppressor if you are on a path of the truth. If you are right, then there is no need to use any type of violence. So people, including the oppressors, we people have to make them see that they people are wrong, and they have to do according to us. Not we people have to use the violence to make them force that they have to do according to us. The next thing is he believed that this dharma of non-violence can unite Indians. That if Indian people need to get a freedom, then that is possible only and only just because of non-violence, and that can unite people. Now the next thing is different satyagrahas that has been started by Mahatma Gandhi. So first of all, we will see that Mahatma Gandhi came back in India from South Africa in January 1915, and he was working over there as advocate. In 1916, he started a satyagraha in the favor of the peasants. Now, what was the reason? That just because he started a satyagraha in Champaran, Bihar, because there was a plantation system was going on, and the plantation system, according to Inland Immigration Act, the people those were working in the field, they were not allowed to leave those places, and they have to remain in those places. They cannot go beyond that place. So he started a satyagraha against them. Now the next thing is in 1917 he organized one more satyagraha to support the peasants of Kheda district of Gujarat just due to crop failure and a plague epidemic. Peasants of Kheda, they were demanding the reduction of taxes because just there was a crop failure and they were not able to pay the taxes. Then how they can pay the taxes? So he started this thing that that should be closed. So now the next thing is 1918. He went to Ahmedabad and he organized a satyagraha in the favor of the mill workers because they were not getting exact amount of wages that what should be, and like they were working over there as a begar, like a work without money. So the next thing is about the ROWLATT Act. This is the most important thing and the most important topic that we have to do, because there is a question, there can be a question in your exam for 3 marks about the ROWLATT Act, or it can be of 5 marks also. So you people have to see this thing very carefully. So first of all, in 1919 Gandhiji decided to launch a satyagraha against ROWLATT Act. Now what we have to do, that is, what is ROWLATT Act? Actually, what was the powers that has been given to the police or to everyone that who was having that ROWLATT Act? So first of all, this act was passed by the Imperial Legislature Councils despite the opposition of the Indian members, because Indian members don't want that act to be passed by the Imperial Legislative Councils. But still they passed the laws. What was the laws? It gives the enormous powers. Now, like if we people are talking about the today's time, if we detain anyone, if the police will detain anyone, they have to present that person to the magistrate within 24 hours, working 24 hours. But at that time, that authority has been given to the police that if you people see any type of the national activities going on, like if they people are doing anything against the government, then you just need to take them, detain them for 2 years, and there is no need of trial before the magistrate. So it was obviously it was a wrong thing. So Mahatma Gandhi wanted a non-violent civil disobedience movement. Now see this thing that he started a civil disobedience movement. So he just started on 6th April. Now we people have to look after the dates. Now this is the most important things that we are going to discuss. This is the time period of 6th April. As we know that this is the time period of 1919. This is the most important year because the Jallianwala Bagh Hatyakand that happened at that time. So let's talk about the 6th April. On 6th April he started a hartal. Hartal means rallies. Rallies were organized in various cities. Workers went on strike in railway workshops and all the shops, those were closed down. Okay. So the next thing is now local leaders that who has been arrested from Amritsar, because government knows if that rallies were going on, then it will be difficult for us to handle the things. So they started to detain the people. Now Mahatma Gandhi also barred from entering Delhi, that you cannot enter into Delhi and you cannot do any type of satyagraha and rallies over there in Delhi. And on 10th April, in Amritsar, police just fired on a peaceful procession. Now, still, this is not a Jallianwala Bagh. That still, this is a peaceful procession. On 10th April, police fired upon them, and obviously, at the back answer, so people started to attack on banks, post offices, railway station, and after that a martial law has been imposed. You people have to very clear about this. Martial law is also known as military law. And in military law, if anything happens that there is, like we can also say, like 144, like not more than 5% can be assembled on a place. whether for rallies and whether for anything. So now the General Dyer came and he took command over the Amritsar. Now the second thing is on 13th April, infamous Jallianwala Bagh incident took place. Now this is the time that General Dyer did the same thing. Now let's see that what was his object. Actually, he declared it afterwards that my object is only to make the fear in the mind of the Satyagrahis that if they will assemble in the future like this, they will start a procession, they will start a rally, then the same thing will happen with them. So obviously, with the fear, they will not come back. So the next thing, what has happened? As the news of Jallianwala Bagh spread, so obviously people will started the things. People started clashes, people started strikes, and the attacks on the government buildings, whatever the buildings that has been made by the Britishers. The next thing is government responded with a brutal repression, and they humiliated people. They just thrown out the people from their houses and forced them to rub their nose on the land, on the earth. People were flogged, and the most famous is one more thing happened, that a village that is Gujranwala in Punjab that has been bombed over there. Now, this is the most important thing that they are doing. Now, seeing violence spread, Mahatma Gandhi called of the movement. As already we have been discussed about this thing, this is the theory of Mahatma Gandhi. Once he started a movement, and if he watching that there is any type of violence, then he will call of the movement. So same thing he did, that he called of the movement. Now, Rowlatt Satyagraha was still limited to the cities and the towns only. There was no people that who participated in the large number in this. So Mahatma Gandhi want something else. Now what he want? He want to launch a more broad-based movement in India. He want, okay, this is not the only way that you people are doing the things. It was not possible if Hindu and Muslims cannot be together, then it is not possible that a movement that will be a broad-based. So he have to see any one thing that which can unite those people, which can unite the Indians. Now what are the things? So first of all, that we will see that is Khilafat movement. Now the Khilafat movement, this is the, but you people have to remember this thing, this is a Muslim Khilafat. This is a Muslim organization का जो भी है, that is a revolt. Let's start with the reason. Rumors that a harsh peace treaty was going to be imposed on the Ottoman Emperor. This was a rumor. What was the rumor? That the spiritual head of Islamic world after the defeat of the First World War, that person, that is Khalifa, his powers are going to be reduced. This was only a rumor. So the Muslims in all over the world, they started Satyagraha. They started the movements. They started to release against it. Now, in India also, a Khilafat committee was formed in Bombay in March 1919, and who headed? Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali. These are also known as Ali brothers. If someone will ask you the question that who started the Khilafat movement, then your answer should be Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali or Ali brothers. The both are the most suitable answer to this question. Now let's stay with the Gandhiji saw this opportunity as to bring Muslims under the umbrella of the unified national movement. Now this is the time that we can compromise with them and we can start a movement which should be a broad-based movement, and all the Muslims and Hindu will start the movement. They will participate in it. In September 1920, at the Calcutta session of the Congress. Now, what is the Calcutta session? This is a Calcutta. In the Calcutta, there was a meeting of a Congress. In that meeting, he just supposed that we have to start a non-cooperation movement in the support of the Khilafat movement and as well as for the Swaraj. Now, what is Swaraj? Swaraj means our own conditions. There should be our own administration. Clear? Now the time is for the non-cooperation. Now what is non-cooperation? Mahatma Gandhi in his book declared it that if Britishers are ruling over in India, That is just because of Indians. They just didn't snatch our empire from us. We just given them as a gift because of their strength, but we keep them. If Indians refuse to cooperate, then Britishers will not rule in India. Their rule will be collapsed on the same day. Now let's see, many of the Congress leaders were against such movement that there is no need to start any type of this movement. Why we need? But still, in the Congress session of Nagpur, where a Congress meeting in a Nagpur in December 1920, this has been adopted and this rule has been passed that we will start a non-cooperation movement. So finally, in January 1921, movement has been started. Now the incident of the non-cooperation movement, first of all, that is surrender of the titles and honors and the honorary posts. Now, what is the things? What is the surrender of the titles? But we people have to keep this thing in mind that the titles like Sir, there were the two persons. The one is the Rabindranath Tagore, that who got that title from the Britishers, and one more person that was Muhammad Ali Jinnah. You people have to remember these both the name because these are the most important in the Indian politics. Now let's see that Muhammad Ali Jinnah, that who didn't give back his title, but Rabindranath Tagore, he returned his title to the Britishers that if you people are behaving with the Indians like this, that we are not started, we will not accepted these type of titles and we are going these things to you back. Now the next thing is boycott of the Legislative Council. Now let's talk about the boycott of the Legislative Council. Means we people are not going to participate in the elections. Second thing is lawyers just boycotted the law courts. They just stopped their working over there. And the boycott of the government schools. Students, they left the schools, they left the colleges, and they withdraw children. Clear? And the boycott of British goods, whatever the things that Britishers are making, and they are just trading in the India that we are not going to use those all the things. Now the next thing is to get a popular support from the movement. Mahatma Gandhi and Shaukat Ali, they just toured. They just gone in every corner of the India just to make the people aware about the movement that this is the movement and we have to go according to it. Guys, if you like this video, please subscribe my channel. Please share this video, like the video, comment the video, and just hit the bell icon so you can get all the updates on time. Thank you very much, guys. We will meet in the next video.